And back here on a Thursday morning, David, up here, I guess you're pretty busy these days.
Yep.
All right, y'all in the roofing business, and a year ago tomorrow, devastating tornado came in, ripped through North Alabama, Tuscaloosa, Middle Alabama, all the way up. What are you guys doing a day like that? I know you're going to get a lot of business, but I mean, at the same time.
Well, that morning when the first tornadoes were hitting the ground, I don't think anybody really anticipated what was in store. I know the first tornadoes that was going through Coleman County, Marshall County, up through Arab and Gunnersville. I know me personally, I had the perspective that when tornado warnings went off, I really didn't understand the severity of it because we see warnings, but we don't necessarily associate an active tornado on the ground. And we, Mr. Lewis dispatched everybody to the community of Ruth, which is just below Arab. And when we saw the devastation down there, I mean, it was all hands on deck trying to tarp houses. And then the closer we got to noon, when the first waves really started hitting North Alabama in the Madison County, Limestone County area, he basically called and said, we've got severe damage down here. We're getting flooded with calls. Everybody get back. And it took me and my crew to leave Ruth, which is normally probably a 30 to 40 minute drive. It took me probably an hour and a half at least to get to Monrovia, and that's where we were trying to go. And we saw just tens of thousands of trees down, power lines down. You couldn't get from point A to point B, and that was just with the straight line winds, with just one or two of the smaller tornadoes that had come through. And we pretty much just went into like a recovery mode, just trying to tarp houses just as fast as they were coming in. And I know for me, I mean, safety is an issue, but at the same time, I mean, the sirens are going off, and it was almost a day of chaos because you're trying to do your job, but at the same time, you're not necessarily thinking of your surroundings. And I know for me, when the big tornado came through that afternoon, we were on the roofs, and I sat there and watched this storm get closer and closer and closer, thinking I've never seen a supercell that had such intense lightning with it. And here we are on the roof several miles away from this storm, to the point where it got close enough that and not knowing that an active tornado had been on the ground from Hackleburg to Phil Campbell and was coming this way, I looked at my phone and all I had was a text message that said, tornado heading your way, y'all be careful.
In a situation like that, how many roofing companies, so-called, come out of so-called woodwork to try to get business as quick as they can?
We saw a lot, and we do see a lot with most storms. On April 27th, I think, was a little bit different. We saw a few people pop up right off the bat, but there was just so much widespread damage all over the southeast that it wasn't like there was one centralized area that was just hit that everybody flocked to. There was so much damage over Kentucky, Tennessee, Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia, that everybody was a little bit spread out. But under normal circumstances, yeah, we do see a lot of them where hard-hit areas just get flooded.
Yeah, and people come up that aren't legitimate and don't have a business license, may not be insured. That's why people need to call Lewis & Son 533-1213, because you guys will be like an immediate responder and take care of business.
Absolutely.
How busy you guys right now?
We're busy. We're spread out. There's just been so much damage over the last few months.
Hail damage too.
Hail damage. We're seeing a lot of hail damage right now. Spending a lot of time up in Pulaski, Tennessee, Giles County, northern Limestone County, over towards Moulton, Lawrence County. They've just had some real devastating hailstorms that's going on. Still looking at houses yesterday from April 27th that homeowners that still have tarps on their house, where they've been going through now, which is it's very frustrating for us because they shouldn't have to go through that. But they've been going through a year of negotiations with the insurance companies or adjusters that's really giving them a hard time, because the guy's house I was at yesterday, he had a tree crash through his house, and his house is literally split in half, and he's got blue tarp still on it covering it up because he hasn't had the go-ahead, and he's finally to a point yesterday that we're going to be able to make headway and move forward.
If y'all want the best roofing job done in this part of the country, call Lewis & Son 533-1213. Go into the kitchen. You about ready for some portobello mushrooms this morning?
Absolutely.
Tell Shane he's going to eat good this morning. Shrimp and portobello mushrooms this morning. Shut up. Let's go to the kitchen, lip smacking, jaw jacking, and huh?
I didn't say anything.
What's up, Jeffrey?